episode we got our drive shafts. Woohoo! Yeah.
All right, we messed up. I went to order my drive shafts and I forgot I wanted a double cardan drive shaft, and I have the pinion angle degrees too low. So what I'm going to do is just cut these perches off, set it back up. All right, they said my pinion angle was a bit too low. I'm going to have to go with a double cardan joint, and I have to face the pinion up a few more degrees, so I'm going to have to cut these perches off and set it all up again, which nothing a grinder can't fix. So let's cut these beautiful welds out. All right, fellas, I fixed my F up. Perches are off. Actually, I didn't damage these, so I can grind the weld off and reuse them. But I actually had another set, so I'm gonna go with the newer. I'm actually glad I didn't weld the shock mount to the axle, because I would have had to cut that out. So I'm gonna come back later tonight and set the pinion to what they want for a double cardan drive shaft and put these in the save bucket. New filler neck from LMC Trucks. I gotta get the old one out and then measure for the filler neck hose. All right, they're slipped on. They look pretty good. I need to do a few more things, so I'm not gonna clamp them on right now. Get these steps out of the way because it's keep banging my head and they're pretty close to the tire, so. Rocker's in good shape. I slipped with the hammer. It'll buff out. Bend it out. Just received our Tom Wood drive shafts and a 1350 yoke for the front axle.
They're itty bitty bitty.
All right, got the axle set in the correct position. I had to bring the pinion up about 10 degrees. So we're about 16 degrees up. That was for the double cardan drive shaft. I'm gonna test fit it and then I'll tack this in place and weld it up. But I wanted to make sure the drive shafts worked out first. Also had to run the McMaster and get 1/2 inch 20 bolts, 1.25 inch long for the 3-inch spacing. Twist the right bolt. All right, that took a little longer than expected. Trying to get them bolts in. It's looking really good. Now it's time to get on the front. What do you think? I might replace the seal. Might as well, right? Yeah, I can get it in here. That's how you take the seal out. Easy peasy. Dude, I hit the rubber. Don't mess up the rubber. Come on. There we go. All right, the guys over at Tom Wood told me to torque this down to 160. I made this tool years ago. Still kind of works. So what they want you to do is snug it up so there's no play in it, and then torque it down to 160. Let's see, is there any play? All right, she's in. Front shaft's looking good. Stretches out pretty far, but that's full droop hanging off the lift, so I think at ride height it'll be good. Plus we're gonna have the sway bar limiting things and the shocks as well, so it shouldn't pop out. All right, so back here we got the pinion angle sorted out in the correct position. We have the rear drive shaft mounted. We had to drill the flange to 1/2-inch bolts. Along with the front shaft, we had to drill the flange for 1/2-inch bolts. We are bolted to the brand new 1350 yoke, new seal, and new pinion nut. So the other good thing about having the drive shaft in is I can start planning for my exhaust pipes and where to route them. And I think on the next episode I'm going to be mounting the ram on the axle and plumbing the radiator. Looking good. Ready for some off-road. Also gonna start designing my cross member. I could use this one and just plate it up, but I want something a little beefier. And then I'll start designing the front cross member as well. But we're almost there. And start working on the exhaust. And hopefully we can get this thing started by spring and driving. All right. That's it for the episode. Thanks for watching.